Hey, this is Dr. Bagley. Thank you very much for joining me. Okay, so in our very first video, I want to discuss with you the different types of gods, the thrones, and the heavens. We know in Genesis chapter 1, there was a starting of an earth and a heaven. In chapter 2, then the heaven became plural. So therefore, there must have been some other heavens. So we'll look in Revelation, and I have some scriptures on the side here. We'll talk about Revelations in the context that John, he was in prison, he had an out-of-body experience, and these are some of the things that he seen. I don't want to get into details of what he saw. I just want to point out or bring awareness of the different type of things he saw. Like, for an example, in Revelation 1 through 3, he was at a location talking about the 7 churches. In Revelation 4, let's look at it here. After I looked, and behold, the door was open in heaven, and the first voice which I heard was as it was the trumpet talking to me, which said, "Come up here." So in other words, where John was looking at the 7 churches, up here, there was a location where the door opened and the voice says, "Come up here." So it says, "Come up here." And immediately I was in spirit. Boom. I went up here. And behold, a throne was set in heaven, and one sat on the throne, and he that sat on it looked upon like jasper and sardine stones, and there was rainbows around the throne, and so on, and emeralds, and so on. Okay, so my point to you is, there's a different location of heaven. There is a part right here where John was talking about the 7 churches. He's now up here. He's getting the prophecy. So from chapter 4 moving forward is all about the prophecy. But then when we get into Revelation 20, look at here. "And I saw a great white throne, and him that sat on it." So this character, God, who sat on his throne, has a white throne, just pure white. And its character it says, from whose face and earth and heaven fled away. And the heaven fled away, and there was found no place for them. And the dead, small, great, stood before God, and books were open, and they're the books in the book of life, and the dead judge out of the written in the book according to their works. Okay, so you have already, just in one book, in the beginning, talks about the throne in this heaven, jasper, emerald. Then you have the white throne. Both gods both have 2 different purposes. And then if you look in Revelation 21, let's go here. "And carried away in a spirit on a high mountain, showed the great city, Jerusalem, descending out of heaven from God, having the glory of God, the light and precious, jasper stones, clear crystal, the great and high 12 gates, gated 12 angels, names 12 tribes of the children of Israel," and so on and so on. So think about it this way. This is where the 12 gates, where Jesus, Yahshua, is at. And again, I'm not getting into details. I just want to point this out. The whole position of the gated community, where Yahshua and the Lord is the temple, it came out of heaven. From a God, it came out of heaven. So if it came out of heaven, where is the 12 gates at? It's not in heaven. It descended from out of heaven. So we have John going up to this heaven. We have in heaven that comes the 12 gates out of heaven, and somewhere in between we have this Lord God who has this throne, and he sits rainbows around him, his throne, and so on. And then somewhere above all of that is the white throne, who's judging all of the where is that at? Heavens and earth. I want to say that. Yeah, heaven flurried away, and there's no place to find them. Earth and the heaven. So my point to this video is short and simple. It's just to let you know, when you talk about the spiritual world and somebody tells you, pray to God. Which God? You're going to heaven. Which heaven? You're going to do this in the spiritual world. Which one? The next video we'll talk about the different lords. Okay? All right, so this is Dr. Bagley. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please let me know down below, and we'll continue on from here. All right, guys, talk to you soon. Bye-bye.